Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about rejection and how to deal with rejection, bearing in mind that the aspect of rejection is the most challenging human aspect of our 21st century. But what is rejection? Rejection is an English noun which can refer to the actual act of spurning someone, showing disregard, treatment with contempt, or the feeling one has after being rejected. In other words, a person's need to belong and associate are denied or destabilized. Rejection most frequently refers to the feelings of shame, sadness, or grief people feel when they are not accepted by others. Our spirit is naturally conditioned to receive love, affection, attention, and to give out such attributes. Contrary to such, the body that is influenced by the spirit cannot accept it nor take it. That's why rejection pains the spirit, which in turn hurts the body. Because rejection is associated with disregard, abandonment, displeasure, disrespect, betrayal, neglect, disgrace, ungratefulness, confronting rejection doesn't mean the absence of pain. It means the courage and willingness to stop surviving on frustrated expectations from the one you have intense feelings for and start living according to your own terms. We all face rejection at some stage in life, whether we are male or female, rich or poor, literate or illiterate, powerful or weak. Rejection does not discriminate. In life, we have been rejected at some point by those we are attracted to, or friendly to, or we hold them in high regards, especially after proving to them how we feel about them through attracting their attention. In doing so, we forget to be careful with what we tolerate, since it sets a platform how others should treat us. The results are being introverted, withdrawn from society, develop aggressive behaviors, and resigning from life leading to suicide. Many, especially young people, have been ignored or blocked on social media platforms, told off and bashed by friends they have intense feelings for, bullied online and denied attention. This is not alright and definitely not okay to tolerate. It might sound normal though, but not alright to be rejected. It is particularly the feeling of it that is not always nice. But instead of losing yourself over something you don't have control over, collect your act together and confront rejection by doing the following. 1. Understanding that life has more to offer than crying over a situation you don't have control over. It's quite normal to get a crush on people because of their looks, their achievements, their social status, career, and character. Notice that these stimulus of attraction are never constant and could change with time. What if better associates you are yearning for are due to come your way tomorrow? What if you cling to those people you want and miss out on those you actually need? So never tie yourself to the current rejection and make it a seal for your fate or a definitive impression of how everyone perceives of you. Remember that time that heals is never a constant factor. It moves and changes our world with better future prospects and offers if only we let go of our past. Just let go. Be patient and stay optimistic, and you will find a peace of mind from a place and a person you least expected. 2. Don't try to prove a point. Let everything flow naturally. We often try to prove a point after rejection, a clear indication we are still hurting. We try to console ourselves by thinking that the other person did a mistake of rejecting us, and so we carry the burden of fighting back by proving how mistaken they were to reject us. We start aspiring to achieve great, looking great, by, for example, pumping iron. I'm talking about men especially. For women, they will resort to wearing expensive makeup, making more money, advancing in a given career, and still they are hurting. Folks, you can even live on cloud 9. but a person who once rejected you will never like you. Period. Just give up the fight and forget it instead of fighting a battle with no contenders. But if they finally accept you at some point, it's for a reason or for a season, after which they leave again, and the cycle of a painful rejection starts all over again. Such people could be lowered to you by the size of your wallet and never in appreciation of the size of your heart. That's why we end up with impersonators instead of true friends. Keep far away from a person who once rejected you. Understand true affection that lasts is never induced or enforced. It comes naturally. 3. Draw a roadmap for your own recovery from emotional anxiety, depression, and anger after rejection. Hard as it may seem and long as it may get, you will get over the experience if you keep the person who rejected you out of your reach and contact. The sooner you do this, the better. 4. Try to engage in activities that you love doing. Do this quite often. Such activities are a healing therapy to our emotional anxieties as they keep us occupied and distracted from thinking hard and deep about a recent or past rejection. Things like poetry, sports and recreation activities, plus traveling are a better way to start your journey to recover from the shock of rejection. 5. Avoid sentimental music which could elicit a painful emotional past. Memory alone won't elicit physical pain, but try recalling a painful rejection and you'll be flooded with many of the same feelings you had at the time. Your brain will respond much as it did at the time when you got rejected. Our brain prioritizes rejection experiences because we are social beings. And so, anything that invokes memories of rejection from the past should be avoided. Many people have reported a suicidal feeling after listening to music that invokes memories of rejections. According to Stilgarian paper in the United States, research shows that country music fans have the highest suicide rate. The result of a multiple regression analysis of 49 metropolitan areas in the United States of America alone show that the greater the airtime devoted to country music, the greater the white suicide rate. The effect is independent of divorce, poverty, and gun availability. The existence of a country music subculture is thought to reinforce the link between country music and suicide. Our model explains 51% of the variance in urban white suicide rates. 6. Try to do a lot of meditation instead of a lot of medication. Rejection can cause depression with its associated symptoms. Whereas medication only relieves the symptoms of rejection, meditation will empower your inner spirit with a positive energy to control and overcome your body and mind. Do this in a very quiet place and close to nature. For example, by the lakeside, in a park, or at home in your compound. Meditation induces inner peace, which brings down high levels of anxiety. 7. Talk to a friend. Folks, a problem shared is half solved. Such friends may give you tips on how to deal with your emotional trauma, encourage and support you. We will all agree that a burden is lifted off our shoulders when we share it with our friends and close family members. Their care to listen what we are going through is therapeutic. Ultimately, constant company from friends, especially after rejection, makes pain subside. 8. Don't try to mask your emotions as if everything is alright, praise God, hallelujah, when actually you are boiling from the inside. And this is with men especially, who believe that shedding tears is meant for women. No. Whether you are a man or woman, as long as you have a capacity to love, you can get emotionally hurt and shed a tear. If you feel like crying, go ahead and let the heart out through your tears. Power out your emotional anxiety through any means your body and mind tells you to. Most people consider tears as a symbol of weakness. That is why we even today are surprised when we see a man crying. Crying is fundamental in decreasing the intensity of the emotions we feel. It causes us to eliminate negative feelings like anguish or pain and feel better. Did you know the tears that we shed when we cry activate hormones that have a calming effect? They also help eliminate certain substances that act as depressants, causing us sadness. They include adrenaline, oxytocin, and noradrenaline. 9. Don't see yourself as a loser in the game of love and affection, because there is no such a thing. When they reject you, know for sure there is someone somewhere whose heart is aching and waiting to find you, and you will be happy again. Here is the most damn thing you can try doing: changing your personality, character, and appearance with an intent of fitting in instead of standing out. Trying to attract attention where you are not wanted is the most unproductive and silly thing to do. Try being yourself, and with time you will attract a person who will consider it a great joy to associate with you because of your original true self that is so perfect in his or her sight. 10. Do not waste time thinking and crying over what you will never be in order to attract attention, especially if it is a reason behind your rejection. This could influence you to live a false life according to the other person's expectations in order to please them. Call it buying their conscience if you may. A person who likes you will naturally be pleasured to be around you, so you don't need to force anything, regardless of your flaws. Get back to yourself and start living instead of surviving. Rejection could mean redirection to where a door of acceptance is wide open for you. 11. Understand you are not the only person who has intense feelings towards a particular person, especially if he or she is a socialite, a celebrity, a sensation, a household name in the limelight. Appreciate that his or her choice is vast, and sometimes a great setback of noticing your uniqueness above all the others. Hence a motivation to become a person of value instead of chasing after the value in others. The worth and respect you place upon yourself is what attracts others to notice the value in you, and hence the acceptance. 12. Appreciate facts in order to negate fantasies about yourself. More than often, we are so much flattered into accepting deceptions about our true identity. We embrace the deceptions that are contrary to the truth about our looks, our age, and personality. It is dangerous to accept a beautiful lie about yourself, which in future could leave your life devastated after knowing for sure that you were deceived or flattered. This kills confidence, especially after rejection. Rather be contented with a bitter truth, get used to it, and be happy. There's no happiness, for example, for one to be flattered at 60 years of age into believing she or he looks 30 years. Rejection is highly likely to happen when such a person starts associating with the wrong age group with high expectations of acceptance, which may lead to frustration. 13. Look for the light amidst the dark tunnel of rejection. Have you ever noticed that the most successful and industrious persons that have impacted the world and changed the course of our history suffered a heavy blow of rejection initially? Why? Much as acceptance is a driving factor to growth and development, rejection imparts a fierce or fiery ambition to achieve on the affected person. The feeling of rejection is a driving force that leads to a deadly and unquenchable thirst to achieve and be accepted. Sometimes rejection can be good for you. Rejection is an advanced broom which sweeps and clears the way of all characters who don't deserve a share in your future glory. It is a stimulus that will spark courage and reward you with a glorious crown after proving you can make it and be happy without anyone's approval. Rejection can be that inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen out there, if you are one of those who are battling with the effects of rejection, try to apply my advice. And if it works, and if you find it worthy, why don't you drop me a message by emailing me samagaba@yahoo.co.uk. I would love to hear from you. Bye for now.